horror story series, The Inescapable Curse of the Ghost House. In a remote town in the southern United States, there stands a creaking haunted house that has always fascinated me with its irresistible mystery. Finally, on a windy and stormy night, I gathered my courage and invited my friends Emily and David to embark on an adventure with flashlights and exploration gear, determined to uncover the secrets of the haunted house. As we stood in front of the house, the rickety wooden door creaked and groaned in the wind, as if whispering unknown secrets. I took a deep breath, pushed the door open, and a cold, musty breeze assailed us, carrying a foul odor that was difficult to describe. We cautiously entered the house, our flashlights casting jittery beams of light and creating mottled shadows in the darkness. The silence was eerie, with only the echo of our footsteps reverberating in the empty rooms. I noticed that the furniture was covered in a thick layer of dust, testifying to the house's long silence and desolation. As we ascended the stairs to the second floor, a closed door came into view. After a moment of hesitation, I steeled myself and approached it. I twisted the knob with all my might, but the door refused to budge. I stepped back and gave it a violent kick, and with a loud crash, the door gave way, revealing a sinister and terrifying scene within. The room was pitch black, save for an old crib lying motionless in a corner. On the head of the crib sat a black and white photograph of a baby, its face pale and eyes hollow, as if staring at us. Suddenly, a cold breeze blew through, causing the photograph to sway gently, as if the baby were crying. Just then, we heard a creepy laughter mingled with the sound of a baby's cry, sending chills down our spines. I clung tightly to my flashlight, my heart pounding. Suddenly, a hideous monster emerged from the darkness and lunged towards us. Its eyes bulged, its mouth gaped open, revealing sharp teeth. Its fingers were long and pointed, like blades. "Run!" I shouted, grabbing Emily and David and dashing downstairs. But the monster pursued us relentlessly, its roar echoing through the house, as if it were about to devour us. In the midst of our escape, I stumbled and fell, and the monster's claw raked across my arm. A sharp pain surged through me as I felt a cold liquid seep into my wound. Struggling to my feet, I fled with all my might. Finally, we escaped the haunted house and returned to the town. My arm was hastily bandaged, but the pain was unbearable. For the next few days, I vomited repeatedly, and each time the vomit smelled foul and felt icy cold. A few days later, we decided to return to the haunted house to investigate. But when we arrived, we found that the police had cordoned off the area. Apparently, someone had discovered a headless corpse inside, and on the arm of the corpse was a clear tooth mark, the one I had bitten during our escape. Standing there, I was filled with fear and regret. I knew that the haunted house held unspeakable secrets, and we had only uncovered a fraction of them. From that day on, I could never bear to be alone in the dark, and whenever the night was quiet, I could hear the echo of the baby's cry in my ears, as if the monster were lurking in the shadows, waiting for me to be alone.